Let me turn to the big story that we are now breaking at the moment, because a day after TERI appointed Dr. RK Pachauri to a special position that makes him once again the super boss of the institution he once headed, the woman who has alleged sexual assault by him has now written an open letter lashing out at TERI. In a letter she writes, "The news of Dr. Pachauri's promotion makes my flesh crawl. TERI has poured cheap third-rated oil to the smouldering fire. TERI met twice in a month to address Pachauri's insecurities. TERI and RK Pachauri are inseparable. Was I hoping the hostility would end? It only went from bad to worse. Those who did not testify are rewarded with unjust promotions. No money and a tainted CV have given me sleepless nights." It's a hard-hitting letter that she has. Right. I just want to go to the complainant at the moment. Ma'am, a quick word from you about this letter and what you want to now tell us at the moment on the fact that Dr. Pachauri has been promoted.
Yeah, hi, Mr. Sadesai. I mean, this is just coming out to me as such a rude shock, utterly distasteful and so disgusting. I did have some sort of sense back then when I was still on the payroll of the organizations that something of this was in the offing. It can happen. In fact, that was also one of my reasons to put down my papers. But now that it's been made official, there is like a formal announcement on it.
Right.
It's just absolutely shocking. I never thought that something of this nature would have been done by the governing council of
So you believe it's shocking, and you believe that this is because you believe that TERI in a sense has not pursued the case in the way you would like it. It has not been serious, or there has been pressure on TERI to in some way water down the charges. Am I correct?
Absolutely correct. I mean, to date, I have had no support from the organization. I wrote the governing council members a letter on the 3rd of April as well. I have had no response, not even an acknowledgement to my letter, and they are the people in the position of authority, and they have failed to exercise that.
Right. I'm going to try and come back to you in a moment, but I want to go to Vrinda Grover, advocate at the Supreme Court. Ashish Dikshit is Dr. RK Pachauri's lawyer who is joining me, and Bhavna Doshi is a senior advisor at KPMG, because I want to look at the angle of what does this say about some of our top institutions if this is the way this case is playing out. But I want to come to you first, Vrinda Grover, for your first response, and then I'll get Ashish Dikshit to respond. Vrinda Grover, what does this mean? What does this signify if TERI has decided to bring back Dr. Pachauri even before he is fully cleared of the charges against him?
Well, what it shows is that TERI has violated the letter and spirit of the 2013 anti-sexual harassment law completely. The very purpose of that law being in place and an internal redressal mechanism being provided stands violated today. The person who is facing such serious charges, including a criminal FIR against him, has been placed back at TERI. It also means that the rights of all the women working at TERI, their right to a safe working environment, which flows from a constitutional right and has then been embodied in a legislation, today stand infringed. It is no longer only attached to one case. It also sends a wider chilling effect to all women, that if you raise a complaint, if you go out and point fingers at the person who is sitting at the top of the pyramid and exercise absolute power, then you will be the one who will lose the job and everybody else will protect him.
Can I bring you in, Ashish Dikshit? You're hearing these strong words both by the girl who has alleged sexual harassment and by Vrinda Grover. Have you put pressure, has your client put pressure on TERI and the institution to somehow or the other ensure that he comes back even before he is cleared? Why doesn't Dr. Pachauri wait for his reputation to be cleared and then come back rather than do it in this manner?
Thank you, Rajdeep, for having me. First of all, as complainant has written a letter which is released today, I would like to, I don't like this kind of debate to be done on television, because these are the matters of judicial cases, like we have to argue in court. But I would like to point out to the complainant some of the judicial records. I'll just read an email from the complainant herself. I will not name her. The email is of October 10, 2013, 7:59 in the morning. She writes to Dr. Pachauri. This is part of judicial record, page number 94 of the industrial terminal. If I may please allow me to hug you when deemed appropriate, if you cannot seem to hug me, and rightly so. I hold nothing against you and never will. Number 2, I'm reading from judge's file. Now you see another email, November the 13th, 2000. In this thing she says, you have no idea how much I value you and how weird it feels when you are on travel or not in office. The invigoration that you bring is so missing. I am bad at expressing myself because emotional attachment makes me weak. Number 3, the allegation against Dr. Pachauri in the FIR is that he used to write poems to this complainant. What has been conveniently not placed in the FIR, there are poems on record which have been written by complainant which no one talks about. I as a legal counsel advise Dr. Pachauri never to make media statements, only concentrate on judicial cases. But now the water is going over the boat.
No, 1 minute.
Dates after dates.
No, 1 minute.
Dates,
you are saying
courts are giving orders which are
right. You are saying that the girl you have produced, you are quoting letters which you claim that the girl.
Just a minute, Mr. Rajdeep. Just a minute.
Yes.
Just a minute, Rajdeep.
Yes.
Yes. Yes. Just Rajdeep. Day after day, courts are passing orders which are to the effect that Dr. Pachauri has cooperated to best of his abilities in the investigation. He has not violated any condition. As early as 30th of January 2016, the learned magistrate who is monitoring the investigation has given an order that Dr. Pachauri has cooperated in investigation, as he has not violated.
Yeah, but the investigation is still on. The investigation is still on. The investigation, sir, is still on. The investigation is still on.
It's over. Please, no.
No, but he has not been cleared.
Factually, this is incorrect.
There is no charge sheet filed.
Factually, this is incorrect. The investigation. No, he may not be. No, he may not be cleared. He is not even declared guilty. The thing is, police has given a statement in the court that our investigation is over and we are going to file report. So
why not wait?
As per the instructions
the question
given to me,
is, Mr. Dixit,
it was told that they have sent a charge sheet.
Mr. Dixit, why not wait? The question is, you can wait till the report. You can wait till the report clears Dr. Pachauri or not. Why should he be promoted even before he is cleared is the question. Vrinda Grover, you want to respond to the point that Mr. Dixit is making? He is quoting from emails saying that the girl was emotionally entangled in some form. Is what is being suggested.
Mr. Dixit, you have spoken. I want to make 2 statements.
Yes.
I think this is absolutely wrong on the part of Advocate Dixit to read out selective pieces of her evidence. If you want to read out evidence of this nature, I have in prior consultation by the complainant read every piece of documentary evidence. And I am going to now state openly, even if this complainant does not speak anything in the witness box, the amount of material documented through WhatsApp, SMSs and emails that prove sexual harassment at the workplace by Mr. Pachauri is enormous. And
Grover, what if Dr. Pachauri is what if the police says that Dr. Pachauri is cleared? What if the police says that Dr. Pachauri is in the clear?
No, there is nothing.
All right.
There is nothing.
Let us
you have
speak
read
about
something
the police.
wrong.
No, Mr. Dixit, please keep quiet when No, Mr. Dixit, you will not have the floor here. Let us speak about the police now. Received complaints from 2 other women who have worked, I have received complaints from 2 other women who were similarly sexually harassed by Mr. Pachauri while they were working at TERI. I have sent written letters to the DCP South as well as to the Police Commissioner, Mr. Bassi, detailing the allegations, saying these women want to make a statement supporting this case. This is material evidence. It will prove his conduct. These letters were sent as far back as March and April of 2015. The police is shielding the accused. The police have not even acknowledged or replied to those letters. Those women are still waiting for their statements to be taken on record. The police is not filing a charge sheet in 1 year. What does this signal?
So you're saying,
Mr. Pachauri's
now you're saying the police is shielding.
Way beyond TERI.
You're saying it's not just TERI, but you're now claiming that the police is shielding. No, 1 minute. You're claiming that the police is shielding.
I have material on record.
Okay, that's your...
I am saying
no,
Mr.
as per her, police, TERI and courts, everyone is shielding Dr. Pachauri, and she is the one who is only right on this panel. She only thinks that this is so that is for this accused is to be blamed if charge sheet is not filed. For everything you blame accused. If TERI is not doing anything, blame accused. If police is not doing anything, blame Dr. Pachauri. This is you have to follow some kind of rule of law.
Nobody is a child over here. Who stands to gain from the delay? Who is going to gain from this delay?
No, 1 minute.
Ms. Grover, if you are aware about the facts and if you have seen the documents, I was the one who filed an application in the court seeking expedited. Just a moment, Mr.
I am not going to discuss the evidence
because Ms. Grover is claiming to
you will not discuss the details of the evidence over here.
I take the point.
I am not discussing all the evidence.
Just a minute.
I am going to read. I am going to give you only judicial orders. Just a moment.
No, just a minute. Just a minute, sir.
She's making an allegation that we are the one who are benefiting from the delayed investigation.
Ms. Grover, Mr. Dixit, let us keep...
I am not going to read out.
Let us keep confidentiality.
You have already done it. I think you should apologize.
No, just a minute. Let us keep confidentiality and sensitivity of the case in mind. Let us not detail emails out here.
I am only reading subject matter of judicial record.
Yeah, just a minute. Just a minute, Mr. Dixit. Hold on. And Ms. Grover, hold on. I want to bring in Bhavna Doshi.
Bhavna Doshi, whether it is sexual
just a minute. Producer, please do not allow crosstalk. Bhavna Doshi, the bottom line is, while we hear these two views, the fact is that Dr. Pachauri's case now has become a test case in a way as to whether sexual harassment charges made against a high-profile individual will go through a rigorous process of law or not. That is, whether Dr. Pachauri could well be innocent, we don't know. He could be guilty, we don't know. But the fact is, he's already been brought into a position in TERI which suggests that TERI has already given him a clean chit. What does this say about the way institutions function when it comes to sexual harassment, ma'am?
So, Rajdeep, the broader issue that this whole episode raises is whether what is the sanctity of the order which is passed by the Internal Complaints Committee. Now that committee looked at it and it took certain decision, and that has been stayed. Now should such cases be stayed when they go to the tribunal or the court, or should they take quick decision? And if, say, in this case the issue was that there was no natural justice, the natural justice principle was not followed, should it have sent it back to the committee or to somebody else and had looked at it? So how does it happen? Secondly, when women, when we look at the law, women has the ability of getting leave, they are transferred and some compensation. But what happens to the person who is against whom a complaint is filed? Should that person also not suffer the same thing in the sense
exactly.
Should he also
no, I think you make a very strong point.
On leave?
I think you make a very strong point. I'm running out of time, but the fact is the girl was asked to proceed on leave. Eventually she left TERI and Dr. Pachauri gets promoted and the case is still on.
I agree with this man.
No, whether the investigation...
Dr. Pachauri himself went on leave for 5 months.
No, but the fact is, why not wait?
5 months he was away.
The law requires him to be kept away.
On his own. This is his bona fide.
The law requires, you are saying, he cannot be kept away.
Can
he be kept away in eternity?
The law.
Can he be kept away in eternity, Vrinda Grover?
Yes, please understand. Not for eternity, but while there is a stay which he has secured. Why has the governing board not gone and challenged the stay? It is not the business of the complainant to go and challenge the stay. While there is a report which is indicting him, can he be put in such a superior position?
Again, you are wrong. TERI has filed a reply in which they have challenged the stay. they have challenged the state.
Please, 1 minute. Can I complete, please? Can I please complete?
Yes, final
There is
word.
a law operating in this country and Mr. Pachauri is under that law. TERI does not operate outside the bounds of that law. The obligation to provide a safe working environment stands violated. The obligation to assist the woman in pursuing her criminal case also stands breached completely. In a case like this, I think it is important for some external authority or the court now to intervene. He is holding a position while he is under the scanner. How is this assisting her? How is the governing body assisting her while she is under the scanner? And when I say assisting her, to say that she is now left under duress is wrong.
You've made your point.
No,
I think
the larger point of the rights of all the women in
Brinda, you
TERI
made
are
your
at
point.
stake now.
Let me give a final 30 seconds to Ashish Dikshit. Ashish Dikshit, isn't it better that your client stays away from TERI till such time as this matter is totally settled? 30 seconds.
No, just... May I say, as far as, delaying the investigation is concerned and benefiting from that is concerned, Dr. Pachauri was the one who filed an application in the court for expediting the investigation. Number 2, the ICC proceeding in which the appeal is pending in the tribunal, the complainant is not appearing. We are ready to finish the argument so the matter can be decided. And number 3, no one ever asked or directed Dr. Pachauri to stay away. He on his own, to show his bona fide and to have a free and fair investigation, stayed away from TERI premises for 5 months, and he only rejoined after getting permission from the court. We are following
the question. Okay, you're saying you followed the procedure. There are serious question marks though whether the procedure has in a sense been subverted under pressure. I'm going to leave it there. We've heard both sides.
All procedures.
Mr. Dikshit, we've heard your side. Vrinda Grover, we've heard your side. I think both sides have now been heard, and that was the aim that we had. We'll leave it to the viewers to judge whether pressure has been applied in this case or not. But clearly it's a test case for the laws when it comes to sexual harassment.